But anyway, as we continue back on out here, we have probably one of the second people to come here wearing the cool looking armor, who stands out here and just guards the main road. So, you know, if things go past all of that over there, you know, she's the one that's in charge of keeping everyone safe. And all these guns, which I'm about to show you. There are a number of guns up here. There's a gun turret, a laser turret, a gun turret, generator. And there's also another gun turret, and a flashlight. Spotlight, I guess, which used to be much more effective before I built a bar there. Now it's kind of kind of pointless. I feel like I should probably replace this with a gun turret at some point. But that used to be the spotlight that used to sort of observe this entire area before I built a bar on top of it. Now the bar sort of obscures its view, so I guess we should probably get rid of it. But if we just hop down here, my frame rate is getting a little bit choppier, and I think that's because it's one raining and probably saving footage in the background. We have a dude stood on my roof, because why not? But this is my actual house. I've got sort of chairs outside, people to sit down, got these flamingos which I stole from someone's back garden over there. Well, I guess it's not technically stealing if they're no longer in existence, but... And we also have the dog house here with the dog bowl for dog meat to, you know, stop in when I go off on my adventures and leave them behind with taking someone else with me. Which I don't genuinely do anymore. Genuinely? Generally. There we go. This is the main dining area here on the left-hand side. Now, this place did used to look a little more civilized before the build system decided, oh, I don't know, let me just throw your salt and pepper shakers all over the room and then put them under the table and then in the ceiling and then over there. The build system just doesn't seem to like me doing stuff in here, which is kind of irritating. Dog meat really likes the bin. I don't know why. No idea. Over here, obviously, we have the lamp that's apparently doing acrobatics. That used to be sat here, but, you know, build system. And actually placing objects is kind of not its thing. Obviously, here's my sort of, I guess, wall station? Cupboard, there we go. Wall cupboard. Where I can store things. Got a bread thing, got a toaster that doesn't actually have power. But I think bread and toaster make sense to be on the same thing. We also have a cooking stove, which is cooking, I don't know. I don't cook here. That's probably Preston's lunch. I have no idea. Whatever that slop is. But here's the claw from what's probably one of the first mud crabs I killed and put it up on this wall, which was kind of nice. Obviously, we have the main living area, which I can sit down in, I guess. Sort of, you know, look at the television longingly and hope someday someone decides to, you know, start a TV channel. Obviously over here we have the Brahmin skull that used to be on the shelf and then decided to leave. Should put that back. The skull that's no longer half inside the floor but really wants to eat something. Just I don't know where I got that skull from anymore. There's also a Nuka-Cola truck there. And this is also where I store all of my random crap. This one shelf, all of my stuff in it. Anything I don't carry goes in that shelf, pretty much. If it's a gun, it does go in the armory now, and if it's, like, you know, a drink of some kind, it goes in the bar. Other than that, like, outfits and stuff, they just go in there and never come back out again, pretty much. That did used to be a nice picture of something, and I replaced it with that, which I still haven't put in the armory. But oh well. And here is, my sort of desk area, which has a radio on it, which is playing some nice copyright music, which I've just turned off. But as we come upstairs, I guess I can just restack that, because those magazine racks are really dodgy. But why are there just random people stood in my house? This is really odd. As you come up here, obviously, there's the nice house stock flag I have above the stairs, which dog meat likes, obviously, you know. Here we have the nice black and grey rug, sort of squared, checkered, I guess, tiled maybe, whatever you want to call it. But up here we have the sort of the bobblehead, sort of display case thing here, with the 4 bobbleheads I have. I did get more in the save that was a couple hours ahead of where I am now, but I can't actually play that save anymore. because going to an island off the coast apparently just sort of stopped my game from working. But over here we have the magazine rack and obviously this lovely painting of a lake, which I decided to keep rather than replacing it with one of the other paintings that came with that replacement mod that I sort of showed off a little bit earlier. Obviously I have my nice bed, which is horribly stained, but the pillow looks nice. You know, it's a clean pillow that I took from a vault, I'm pretty sure. Decided to bring that back rather than keeping some crappy thing. Here I have my my Nuka-Cola Quantums and my Vault-Tec lunchboxes, which used to be on the top here with Mr. Handy in the middle, but physics in a Bethesda game. Logic. Not happening. So over here we have obviously my side table. You just have a lamp on it, which I took and then put in the bar, and then the lamp sank through the tables. So now that lamp I think has been like broken down for screws or something. Maybe porcelain. I don't know if that's even a thing I need. Obviously here we have the snooker table, which used to have a Deathclaw hand on it before that decided to disappear into the ether. We have the bathroom area, which has a nice sort of side cabinet and a wall cabinet, I guess, as well, to keep medication or anything I need in, which don't actually store anything in either of these, but you know, it looks nice. We have the toilet, which is incredibly broken, and we also have the bathtub, which is just as broken and has a space monkey in it. And this random woman stood in it, for some reason. That's slightly worrying. But as we come up here, we have obviously my balcony, which is kind of nice. This was intended to just be a balcony and not have this upstairs area. But I decided to add an upstairs area, so I could have a ceiling section, which used to have a guard tower at this end, but people couldn't get up to the guard tower to man it for some reason. So I just got rid of the guard tower, and now it's actually sort of a nice sort of rooftop area I can stand in and just sort of observe Sanctuary for myself, which is quite nice. I also have this generator up here which powers all of the lights, because I used to have two generators inside to power everything, and so I just decided, nah, stick a generator on the roof. Everything's all powered permanently. Everything looks nice and pretty in here. Now closing the door, leaving the weird woman to stand in my bathroom and stare at a wall all day. If we come out here, we come to these outside buildings again. These buildings essentially just have the basic stuff they used to have in them. Like, generally if something is, like, doesn't just come up yellow, which is the scrap shade, I generally sort of leave it and sort of try to decorate the rooms with them rather than building anything. And this area's just sort of been filled with beds, pretty much. Most of the houses have. This is also the house that has all of the storage in it and a random man. Not sure why he's in here, considering there's no way in or out, so bye. That's the storage cupboard, essentially. As we continue round, we come to the secondary farm of the town. The primary one is over there behind the main house. But this is the secondary one that sort of goes all the way around here, Preston working away on the melons there. But the primary one is just over here, is using the wire fences. The Brahmin have decided that they no longer want to live outside and have taken residence inside the house, which is fine by me. But over here is the primary farm, which is around the back of the main building area. And this is where most of the settlers actually work, for the most part. You know, they just sort of stand around in this farm and don't actually do anything all day, and then magically melons. So, why not? And in here is where Codsworth decides to stand. Because I told him to man a stall, and he just decided to stand in there rather than actually manning the stalls, much like most of the NPCs I've told to man stalls. But over here we come to the Trinary Farm? Territory? I don't know. The third farm for the settlement, where someone's trying to work it who I never told to work it, but you know, whatever. This area is pretty much just grows mute fruit for the settlement. I've also got two little planters out here. This is also added by a mod. I think the mod that adds in the vertebrates does it now as well, but I have a separate mod that does it. And over here is a couple carrots. Only one of them ever grows because the settler I told to work them never actually shows up anymore. So, and this man has got his foot stuck and is, begging to try and get out. Oh no, he just put his head through the wall. You know what? They were probably heavily irradiated from last night. So, but anyway, for the to the main article of Sanctuary, in my opinion, the house is pretty cool. The bar's pretty cool. The armory is kind of shiny, and the walls are pretty nice. But the main thing here is probably my power armor showroom. Now, I didn't spend as long building this as some of the other things, and I think that's because I knew exactly what I wanted to build with this thing. When I thought of the idea, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want to do. It wasn't sort of messing around with ideas and trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I just wanted to build this. And it's got a little desk area over here, which I thought was kind of nice, just, if I want to sit down and just think over new ideas for my power armor, I suppose. Obviously, here's the main article. Now, the only things that aren't really finished in here is this thing right here. Now, this is a set of T60 I have assembled from finding most of it in places and then stealing sets from the Brotherhood, if you've seen that video. And it's sort of just standing here without any paint. And obviously my T45 is painted up with the this lovely hot rod paint, which looks awesome. And over here, my T51 is painted up in all military green, which looks nice. I think it kind of fits it. Looks more new than it does otherwise. And obviously over here is the full sort of Raider 2, which, in my opinion, looks pretty badass. I don't know about anyone else. Sort of mismatched, which makes it kind of irritating when I'm trying to create symmetrical armor sets, but it still looks pretty damn cool anyway, and you can face through the grill, as I just found out there. Which is a lovely added feature there by Bethesda. And over here we obviously have the XO1, which appears to have stolen all of my plates and cups from my house. Moving swiftly on from the possessed suit of XO1, we have the upstairs area, which has, well, a nice view of Sanctuary, first of all, and has this nice sort of off-house building, which used to be for bowling. I had bowling pins set up at the end, and obviously the bowling ball there. The bowling pins fell through the building when I fast travelled back, and have sort of disappeared into the ether. Most likely, the X1 power armor will find them, as that's where all of my plates ended up. But anyway, as we come in here, we find the petrol can that used to be sat next to the T51, and the turpentine that used to be on the shelf, next to my main set of power armor. This is the set of power armor I've sort of customized, and this is the set that if I'm going to go out in power armor, this is the set I'm going to do it in. It hasn't got the paint job I would like. I have a custom one which replaces the pink power armor with Divine Crusader, I think is what it's called. I'm not sure exactly what it's from, but I've seen stuff that's very similar to it in pretty much every like Elder Scrolls related game that replaces something. And that's what I wanted to get more power armor. But as you come over here, you have this sort of nice view out over the lake, which is just outside of Sanctuary and sort of, leads into the river down the road. Which is sort of nice to look out over, even in its sort of weirdness of sort of actual rendered water, then distance water, which looks really odd. But yeah, it's sort of a nice view out over the forests and the lake of Sanctuary. And that pretty much brings this place to a close. It's a rather packed-in Sanctuary. I suppose there's this place here, which is completely unmanned because the NPCs are bugging out and I can't bother to fix them. So, there's a market that doesn't really work, and there's this nice concrete wall that defends the front of Sanctuary and the water purifiers. But other than that, that's pretty much it. This is Fort Doom. It's a hardy place that nothing's getting into unless, I let it get in. Or, they can climb concrete walls, because for some reason I haven't put a fence here. But for the most part, it's a pretty sturdy place. It's got a lot to it. It's got a lot to offer the people of Boston, I suppose. It's, it's not some concrete shack in the middle of the wasteland. It's an actual place. And I'm proud of what I've done here. It's got an outdoor area, it's got this nice sort of front guard section, nothing's getting through that. It's got a bar that spent me, probably about half an hour to actually build, 3 hours to stock. But, it's got an armory. I mean, it's got a death claw in it, which is, bonus points for me. But this is Fort Doom, and I'm proud of what I've done here, and I hope you guys like this. I hope you can pull some ideas from it for your own sort of own settlements, structures, anything. If I've given you any ideas, let me know. If you've got any ideas that I could add to the place, I'd love to, even though this place does drop my frames by half. I get like 70 to 60 out in the wastes. In Sanctuary, 30 to 20. But if you've got any ideas I could build here, I'd love to hear them. I like building stuff in this game. It's probably what's taken up the most time out of everything in the game, because the story's a bit bland and the world's kind of Fallout, which makes sense. But I like building, and this is somewhere that I'm proud of, and I hope you guys like the look of it. So I'll see you guys around, or tomorrow if you tune in for another Fallout video, which is hopefully going to be pretty good as well.